Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Master Cloud, and it's time for some more of the Rise of the Witch King. Today's matchup, a 1 versus 1 on the map Fords of Isen II. Spawning in the lower right-hand side as Gondor, it is going to be the player Poeplap, and his opponent spawning in their upper left-hand side as the player Agmar. It is going to be the player Dead, who I'm very interested to watch and see which strategy he employs. As I haven't had a chance to cast him yet, however, I did have a chance to play with him, and did in fact notice he was quite good, so I am interested to see just what he will be taking, or just what he will be doing this game, to see if some of that skill does shine through. Poeplap certainly has his hands full, however, I know absolutely nothing about this player either, and he has in fact advanced to this level of the bracket as well, so obviously a decent to at least good player to make it past that first round. And we'll actually have to see how these players fare against each other. This is, of course, guys, one of the quarterfinal matches from that April 2015 1 versus 1 tournament hosted. That was, in fact, hosted by GameReplays.org for everything that is Rise of the Witch King. Replays, patches, tournament information, everything like that. Definitely head over to the website and take a look at it. Check it out, guys. I know if you are interested in Rise of the Witch King, it will definitely be worth your while. Have an early attack here coming from Dead, a group of Gundabad warriors moving out across the map. I'm assuming both of these players did choose random, however, not quite sure. In this tournament, you were allowed to choose your race if you so desired. Group of Gondor soldiers will be moving out across the field themselves, do spot these Gundabad warriors, in fact, and do turn around and will begin to engage them, so immediately, actually, then turns them back around and heads them back out across the map. An additional unit of Gundabad warriors now on the way by Dead as well. So Poeplap here trying to decide what he wants to do, but is in fact moving those Gondor soldiers out across the map to begin dealing his own harassment damage. This farm built very close to his fortress here, able to actually get a pretty high percentage on there, so I did see a plus 24 there, plus 25 on this back one, and probably plus, looks like plus 24 on here. The Gundabad warriors will get a nice surround on this farm, and might on the top one as well. And immediately here, it looks like our Gondor player is going to be in a little bit of trouble. However, he has realigned these troops here and might not actually get this farm. Going to be dealing some terrible damage to it, though, with these warriors, and I think it will just barely manage to get it before his units are taken out. Manages to get 2 farms there in the beginning. And apparently, guys, I cannot talk today. This unit of Gondor soldiers looks like it might have been able to take out a mine along the top of Dead as well, now moving in closer to deal with some of these axe throwers. But Dead microing them very efficiently here, pulling them back as soon as those Gondors get close, and then re-engaging. An additional unit of Gondor axe throwers now out as well. Cancels that mill so that he can get some better shots off with some of these units. Actually leaves his builder there as almost a taunt to say, hey, come on in closer and attack my builder. But our Gondor player does not follow it, pulls his men back, but not far enough, and he's going to lose the remainder of these Gondor soldiers to those axe throwers. A group of piping down on the field as well, as Dead might be fearful that we could see some Gondor Knights here shortly. Do we actually have any Gondor Knights on the way? The answer is no, as he has opted for the archery range instead of the stables as his second production facility. Group of Gondor soldiers moving along the top side. Several units of Agmar here, though, are ready to intercept this, and Dead sitting in an okay position as plenty of his mines still sitting up on the field. Has a decent sized army, only 3 units of Gondor soldiers, looks like 4 units here in total for Dead. I want to take a look at the PowerPoint spells that these players have chosen. Looks like it's going to be the War Chant for Dead, and it is going to be the Heal spell for Poeplap. In fact, he does cast that heal spell right now in an attempt to try and win this battle. However, there's a lot of Agmar troops here, and with that War Chant being thrown down, these units should mow through these Gondor Knights, which do not have any archer support in the back. Those archers, actually no archers having been produced yet from this archery range. An additional unit of Gondor soldiers now making their way, but at this point it might be too little too late. A lot of their comrades have in fact fallen. But I think with the reinforcements here, and now without the meat shield in front, it looks like our blue Agmar player going to be pulling back Dead in a little bit of trouble here. But now he has the black Numenorians up. This is what he was saving up for. Why those reinforcements took so long. He did in fact upgrade his Hall of the King's Men and has those black Numenorians out, and they will cut through these Gondor soldiers like a hot knife through butter. as they just will absolutely destroy them. And now we actually have some archers out on the field. However, with the majority of his forces being destroyed there, he has little to support these archers. 1 unit of Gondor soldiers, looks like an additional one on the way. Would like to see a stables. There is a stables could be useful right now. There is no spearmen on the field, or up front at least. It looks like there is one trailing here in the back. A group of Gondor soldiers over here on the left-hand side needs to be utilized by Poeplap if he wants to move forward and potentially grab a mine and maybe even a builder there, or a mill, not necessarily a mine. Looks like Gollum here going to be sneaking around by the fortress. Might not come into play in these small 1 versus 1 games where players are really not going to be getting up to that high level of income where you can go ahead and summon those very powerful ring heroes. That Gondor soldier unit now moving forward. Poeplap taking control of them will indeed find this mill. There's very little back at home here to deal with it. The builder does manage to get away, but the mine will not be so lucky as it cannot pick up and move. So it looks like this mine will go down. A couple of Rudar Axors will go ahead and begin to barrage these Gondor soldiers. A couple of skirmishes going on around the map to the top side near the top fort here. Looks like the Angmar unit's going to be falling to those Black Númenóreans who are pushing farther and farther through the ranks here, and now make it to the Gondor archers, who will go down even faster to them. Looks like Dead will be able to win that battle. On the lower side of the map, more Black Númenóreans slicing through Poeplap as well, and even on defensive stance, it looks like I think these Black Númenóreans, especially with that charge ability that they just utilized there, going to take out a large majority of these Gondor soldiers, and as you can see there, all of those Gondor soldiers going down extremely quickly. And Poeplap here sitting in a dangerous position, as he has now lost several units to those Black Númenóreans and does not really have an answer to deal with them. The Whirlwind ability goes down. Looks like Dead has decided to purchase his second 5 power rather than opting to go up to that 10 power. How close is Poeplap? Another half a point, and he should be able to purchase his own should he choose to, and he might need to in order to get back into this game, because right now these Black Númenóreans are just wrecking his troops. Just take a look at their health, how quickly that drops as these Black Númenóreans swing, and how little damage the Black Númenóreans take from those Gondor soldiers, as they are incredibly difficult units to take out for these Gondor soldiers. Even so, more Gondor soldiers going to be pumped onto the field here. They will fare very well against these axe throwers, but a couple of Gundabad warriors joining the fray as well, and Black Númenóreans, of course, still alive. So it looks like this battle is going to go to our Angmar player as well, and it looks like he has once again triumphed on the top, has lost his Black Númenóreans. However, the axe throwers remain and do deal a significant amount of damage to these archers, some of whom don't even appear to be firing. This Thrallmaster up front just smashing them away with his club there to the face, as that soldier dies in a very dramatic fashion there. On the left-hand side, I think there's finally enough Gondor soldiers out to deal with these swordsmen. You can see just now the last one potentially going down, and that is with great relief to our Gondor player. However, his buildings are now starting to take structural damage as these axe throwers are going unchallenged here to the north. A group of archers on the way, but I'm afraid not nearly quickly enough. He's working on a very limited resource income right now, as he basically has only, 2 farms? There's no way he can afford to pump out troops from everything right now, and from both of his production facilities here. He's trying to save up as much as he can, but with all the units on the field here for our Angmar player, now actually the Dark Rangers joining the fray, and these ranged units will be incredibly powerful against everything that can be produced right now by Poeplap. Does scare off those archers to the north, or those axe throwers to the north, but it's really not going to be enough. I feel like he really needs to win a decisive battle here and do some structural damage. Look how many resource structures have been put up by our Angmar player here, Dead, spotting the map, his side of the map at least. We haven't actually seen him move into his opponent's side yet, but could, I suppose, if he wanted to. There's plenty of room, but right now I think he's just focusing on microing his army, making sure his units survive as long as possible, and dealing significant damage and keeping his opponent trapped in the corner. And as long as he keeps his opponent trapped on only 2 mines, or at least on 2 farms rather, it is just a matter of time before Dead can move in and make that killing blow. Has he gone up to any siege tech? Not quite yet. I think he's just right now focusing on constraining his opponent, sort of just keeping him back here, trapped in his base, not letting him get out to do any sort of sneak attacks, not letting him get out to pressure himself in any way. And I think a big battle is about to take place here. This needs to be a decisive win for our Gondor player, and it's going to be all over. The rally call goes down on all of these troops. Do we have a spell going down for our Gondor player? Actually has the frozen land bonus as well, should he choose to utilize it. There goes an arrow drop down. These soldiers have closed in close ranks, and they're going to take extreme damage from those arrows as they cannot escape. And that was very well timed. Waited for them to go in close formation there, and immediately launch that arrow volley so they could not run away. The Dead Rangers, of course, get that ability as soon as they get to level 2 and completely cleans it up there. And at this point, it's going to be game over for Poeplap. Throws down the freeze spell, preventing an additional troops to come out. Or actually, that's not the freeze spell, that is the land bonus spell, excuse me. So these units do gain increased attack and defense, and now will move in against that fortress. Poeplap, realizing his tournament days are over, and Dead is going to, in fact, take this match, it would appear, and move on to that semifinal round. We do have, I believe, all of our semifinalists now, or am I missing one yet? Let's see, we have Melkor waiting there, as well as Megrim, and now it looks like Dead moving there as well. So only one match to go yet to take a look at who is going to be the fourth and final player in that semifinal bracket, and then, of course, we will be moving on to the finals. I hope you guys are as excited for them as I am, as I have not seen yet who is in fact the winner. I have a guess based on some of the players that we've seen so far, but really all of the players moving into that final round extremely powerful, and it is going to be some very interesting games, and I'm very much looking forward both to just watching them myself and casting them for you guys. The fortress here will in fact go down, and with it the hopes and dreams of Poeplap taking this tournament. So guys, again, thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you guys have enjoyed this cast. As always, liking, commenting, and the big one, subscribing, all going to be extremely helpful to the channel and helping me get these videos out there for more people to see and enjoy. Poeplap still alive. He has built a secret stables to the north of the map. You guys wouldn't recommend doing this in tournament games, or really any games, as it is game over here for Poeplap. There's really no chance he can come back in without any sort of. If he had some strong units, remaining on the field, maybe like an Aragorn, Boromir, maybe a couple units of Coda, then maybe. But at this point, he just has no chance of coming back in this game. Actually, probably doesn't have any chance of even building any more structures. Does he have a mine on the field? If he does, it's only one. He has this one in the back here still. So that's going to be his only mine. Can barely afford to produce a single unit of Gondor soldiers. Or can't even afford to produce another farm at this point. And at this point, Dead is just kind of trolling around the map, looking for something to destroy. But we'll find this facility here very shortly, as he is moving to the north here. We'll just speed up towards the end of this replay. Is going to, in fact, spot it now. Excuse me, guys. Is, in fact, going to spot that now, and will, in fact, go for the builder first, it looks like. But our Gondor player here going to fall. So congratulations to our Angmar player, Dead, for moving on to that semifinal round. I hope you guys have, in fact, enjoyed this cast. And we will go ahead and watch the stables here fall to Dead as his remaining troops launch their devastating attack here and take out this final production structure and eliminate Poeplap from the tournament. That's all for now, guys. Master Cloud signing out.